is super important. It's about split testing ads. So if that ever all makes sense, everybody's all cool with me moving on to like the next step over here. I'm gonna move on to here. So one of my buddies, he was running some ads for a merchant account business, and I wanted to show these ads up here because it shows a great understanding on how exactly we should split test things. Okay, I had a lot of questions on my chat over here. Played, how do I split test landing pages? How do I split test ads? How do I figure out what I should be doing rather than the other? And let me pull up my buddy Nick's account over here really quick. I have his screenshots from his account. Here we go. Beautiful. All right. Let me share my screen really quick now. Oops. Just lost it. Here it is. Cool. So really quick, when it comes to split testing, I think this is super, super important because regardless if you're hiring out somebody to run ads for you, or if you're actually doing the ads yourself, or if you're putting content out there on Instagram and Facebook, or if regardless of whatever you're doing, split testing emails, subject lines, split testing landing pages, overall, the system is the same. The system really is just the same. And this is how I do it because this is what I've learned to have always worked. Okay. So, like I said, this client over here, he is running, I'm working with this client, his name is Nick. He's running ads for a merchant account, which is pretty much, a Stripe processor or a Squarespace processor, in which case they give that to small business owners. And I thought this was super interesting. Can I see it? All right, over here. So he put out three ad sets over here, three different targeting methods over here. As you can see over here, the lead enforce one didn't really go out too well. And in addition to split testing, there's also another key point on here that I really want to share that I'm not going to get. I get passionate sometimes about this. I jump ahead from things. I'm going to try not to do that here. But what he did here is we had three different ad sets. I always try to go with one campaign, which is the beginning over here. The campaign is what shows you the buying type, either a traffic, a lead gen ad, whatever it might be. The ad set is what shows the targeting, and the actual ads over here is where you do the graphics and the copy. So over here in the ad sets, I always tell people to do things in threes, okay? And what we did is we did three different ad targeting types. The first one being entrepreneurs, the other one being competitors by using a software called Lead Enforce, which allows you to scrape data from other Facebook groups and other Facebook pages. It's able to compile everybody that's engaged in those Facebook pages, everybody that's in those Facebook groups, put them into a custom audience and put that into a Facebook audience for you to then send ads out to. So pretty much you're taking your competitors' engagement, your competitors' people that are in the Facebook groups, and you're specifically sending ads to them. Okay, it's called Lead Enforce, by the way. For some reason, that didn't work over here. I don't know exactly why, but none of the worries, that's okay. And if you guys are interested in Lead Enforce as well too, I'll put a link on the Facebook group as well too. But right over here, because this is super, super important, is that here he did entrepreneurs. Another one he did open targeting. And I'm going to show you exactly why I did open targeting in a second. But entrepreneurs over here, can I mark something? Let me see. Annotate. Spotlight. Here we go. Beautiful. I hope you guys can see this. So entrepreneurs over here, guys, cost per result. I know it's in like pesos or in European, but it doesn't matter. The numbers are numbers. Entrepreneurs over here got $31 as a cost per result, whereas just an open targeting over here got $24 as a cost per result. Now, just based upon these numbers, which ad over here, and it's quite literally just this simple, do you want to be allocating more of a budget to? One that has a more expensive cost per result or one that has a cheaper cost per result? Obviously the one that has a cheaper cost per result. And for anybody that tells you ad management is more complicated than that, is just trying to sell you a very expensive course, okay? So let me go back over here. Let me show you a couple of other examples that he has over here. All right, beautiful. Now this is the actual ads over here. So let me pull this one up over here. Beautiful. So this is for another account that he is managing as well too. This is for credit tips and tricks. He isn't, like I said, Nick is a Facebook ad agency. He's running it for a credit per company over here. And look at this. So first one over here, he gets $5 cost per result per website submission. I don't know if that's like a lead over here. I don't know what exactly that is. Next one over here has $11, $4, $4, $1, $6, $8, $4. Okay. You want to start split testing, first of all, when either you've hit at least 1,000 impressions. What an impression is a person that views your ad. So obviously I can't scroll. Oh, right here, impressions. So impressions, at least 500 to 1,000. So this is at 496. All right, cool. Now you can start making optimizations over here. $5 per cost per ad. I'm probably going to boost this up a little bit. That's pretty good cost per result. Over here, 480, 600, 300 over here at $1.90. I mean, I probably will wait for this one to go up to at least 500 impressions before you start making any optimizations to this. But over here, it's at 480, 500, you know, $11 cost per result. I might shut this one out over here. You know, the other $4, $6 over here. You're 600 impressions over here. I might take that one out, but I will start boosting the ad spend on the ones that are at $4 over here, you know, $5 over here, where I would be cutting off the ones that are at $11 over here, almost twice the price. Now, what I'll really do is I'll try to figure out why exactly does this one have $11 cost per result, and why exactly does this one has a $6 cost per result. Now, kind of just looking at it, and obviously we're not really able to see in his ads or able to really see in his copy. But one thing in particular that I can kind of just point out right at the back, just by looking at the image graphic preview right here, is that this one over here at $11 has a very, very gray, dark background over here. You know, it looks very dark. Whereas this one at $4 cost per result over here, you know, it's bright, it's blue, it's happy. You know, people are inherently, you know, human nature, people aren't going to go to depressed shit than to go to more happy stuff. So right out the back, that's what I'm already seeing, you know, kind of just understanding by the numbers over here. You know, so in this case, I would obviously cut down the $11 one. You know, I'd stop running ads that are gray and black like this, and I'll start running more ads that are blue and bright and vibrant like that. Okay. Let me show you the last one, and then I want to get into another secret specifically about running ads to a no targeting. I think it's going to be wonderful. You guys are going to love this. But let me go into this one really quick before I get into that. So over here, same exact thing. He's running ads out for, I think this is a merchant account over here. So cost per result, $40, $35, $19, $20, and $30 over here. So this one, with impressions, it reached out to 1,000 people, which is kind of similar to impressions as well. So you can start making optimizations on here. You know, 1,764, got to wait for that one. 600, 819, 8,000. You know, so these you can kind of optimize right now. And just from the jump over here, noticing that this one is at $40 cost result, this one's at $35 cost result, but this one's over at $20 cost result. Obviously, I'm gonna knock out the ones that are gonna be $40 cost result, $35 cost result, because I'd rather spend less. I'm gonna hit the ones that are $20. You know, and I was just looking at just the previews over here. I'm noticing the difference between the $19 and the $40 one. Yeah, the $40 ones, it looks maybe it's too plain, or it has a white background over here. Maybe it looks too ad-y. You know, as soon as now this is kind of important, but let's pretend you're watching TV. You're watching TV and the commercial comes on. What do you do when the commercial comes on? You know, me personally, I mean, I go to the bathroom or I look for a snack. You know, as soon as a commercial comes on, as soon as an ad comes on, inherent nature is to just tune out. Okay. So when you're running ads on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Google, all those things, one of the big goals that you want to hit is making sure that your ad blends in well with the feed, making sure that it looks normal with the feed. You know, over here, you know, they have a, look at this one over here, a Drake meme over here, a funny meme over here. You know, memes blend in very, very well with the feed, because people are constantly posting funny shit on social media with memes. Whereas this other one, the white plain one over here, looks like an ad. It looks very addy. for lack of better words. And it's obviously it's performing as how we said. This one's almost double the cost, whereas this one over here that blends in a lot more well with the feed. It's a meme. It's probably funny. It's probably getting some engagement on. It's almost half the cost over there. Okay. So the lesson to be learned here is that when you're running ads, is to just allow the ads to not look too much like an ad. Obviously, gain their interest by having a cool image on there that just makes them want to stop scrolling. But more importantly, put this ad out there that doesn't immediately just scream, hey, buy shit from me. Because marketing first, you need to gain their trust before they buy from you. So put an ad out there that gains their trust, provides value, gets them to stop, rather than making it seem so ad placementy. Another thing to kind of add on to there is that when you're specifically doing like TikTok ads, TikTok ads, you run them very different than you run like Facebook and Instagram ads, mainly because the platforms are very different. Going along with what I was saying is making sure that they are congruent with the feed. Is that when you're doing like TikTok ads, you're going to want to make a TikTok that looks like a normal TikTok. I was mentoring this one guy that he was like, yo, play by TikTok ads are performing. I was to spend $1,000 on this shit. I haven't got a single sale off of this. And this guy, I think he was selling, the things that tie up women's hair, braids, not a braid, like a slinky thing that goes around the hair. For lack of better words, I know I'm terrible, but he was selling these things on TikTok, and he wasn't able to get a single person to bite. Meanwhile, this little band cost, I don't know, maybe $1 to sell. He was selling it for him, and he sold $1,000 on it. The reason why he wasn't getting any sales on this was because every single time he put up a TikTok ad, it would look like absolute shit. It would look so spammy. It would look so like an ad. So what we did with him is I worked with him, and he's like, hey, bro, this is what you're going to do. Get these bands out here, these ponytail bands, and just give them out to a bunch of influencers, okay? Give these things out to a bunch of influencers and have them make videos on it completely for free. Even if you had to pay them, getting that content out is so worth it. So he did that. He sent it out to like 4 or 5 different influencers. The influencers sent them back ads or sent them back out content. Not content was the exact same format of content that they would film. Okay. And he took that and he took that and repurposed that as an ad. As soon as he did, boom, the very next day, people were buying like absolute crazy. So what I'm trying to say here is that don't do stupid shit, but just making sure that your ads don't look spammy. Don't immediately say, hey, buy my shit. Maybe get somebody to film an ad for you. Maybe get an influencer over there to try out your shirts, your merch, and showing them on their TikTok, and then boost those TikTok ads. Okay. Pretty much don't make it look spammy, is what I'm trying to say. And now the third thing over here that I really want to talk to about in regards to ads over here is that specifically Facebook's algorithm is so powerful. So powerful. So let me show you over here. Okay. To bring it back to Nick's over here, because this is an excellent example, which is why I asked him to send me the screenshot over here. He put out 2 types of ad sets over here, 2 types of targeting. One targeting going out to entrepreneurs, and these entrepreneurs were actually narrowed down to something else, but he didn't write it there. But I remember him doing that. We use the entrepreneur ad set over here more so as a way to train the pixel. And I don't know if I talked about this anytime out with anybody, you individually, but let me share my screen here really quick. Okay. Let me make that a little easier for me to see. Is that, like I said, the pixel is very powerful. And as long as you train it to start working for you, it's really going to work for you. So when I run some ads over here, let's say I'm put like 3 ads out here, okay? Oops, I didn't do enough columns there. All right, you see, ad targeting 1. Like 1, 2, and 3 over here. Okay. I like to always do things in threes. And the way I would set up my ads, we're running it from a cold blank account, starting from the very beginning. The way I would really start running my ads, let's say, and I always use credit repair because I think it's an excellent example for me, is I would run ads out for, so I'll be thinking like, hey, what are people that are interested in credit repair? What are they probably searching up? What are they looking for? Maybe this person wants to do credit repair because they need a new car, but they can't get approved for one. So what I would be looking up is I would be looking up things like cars.com, and then I would then narrow that down to also people that are interested in Credit Karma, the credit viewing app. The reason why I would narrow this down is because if you're just specifically targeting cars.com, that goes out to a handful of people. That goes out for a ton of people, but when you specifically target out cars.com and then narrow it down to Credit Karma, you're getting more specific to the person that you want to view. When you're running ads out on Facebook, you're bidding for audiences. You're bidding for ad placement to be in a specific audience. So if you're bidding out for something more specific like this, you're going to get better results. So when I do this is I would use this cold targeting, either this, or I would use either a lead list or people that engage with social media or even website visitors. But chances are, if you have a fresh ad account, you're not going to have a lot of website visitors. But these two over here are going to be your highest quality of people that are most likely interested in buying your shit. So what I would do is, if this is a fresh blank account, is I would do ad targeting over here, something like a cold audience of cars.com, narrowed down to Credit Karma over here. And then I would try to do a lead list or somebody that engaged with my social media over here. The reason why I'm doing this is, let's say over here, this is going to get a cost result of like $10/lead. This one over here might be another one, $10/lead. And then I would have another one over here as strictly just a cold audience, with nothing, completely blank audience, completely just blank audience, no targeting, no nothing, strictly relying on Facebook's pixel. Okay. And if you're going to go this method over here, one thing that you need to note is that when you are creating the copy on this, the first sentence of your copy should be like who this ad is going out to, because the algorithm reads that. And I'll go more into that in a second. But the way this strategy is going to work is that you're using over here cars.com, Credit Karma, as one ad targeting 1 and ad targeting 2 as a way to fuel the pixel. Okay. And you're going to find that, let's say you're getting leads over here of $10 a lead, $10 a lead. The more impressions that these ones get over here, this cost per lead is going to increase. Okay. Because people in the same audience are probably going to see your ads more frequent. So the cost per result over here is going to start to increase. And you're going to find that this cold audience, this blank audience out here, this shit might start out at like $30 per lead. Okay. But as you're training this pixel, as you're running more ads, I'm going to start lowering this budget over here, and I might raise this budget a little bit more. And you're going to find that as this pixel over here, we'll call this one pixel-based targeting. You're going to find that this pixel-based targeting, the cost per lead is going to decrease the more that the pixel learns. So when I do this, is I use these cold audiences more so, not necessarily as a way to get leads, but more so as a way to train this pixel. Because eventually you're going to find that this cost per lead over here is going to go up to maybe like $15 per lead. But then over here, maybe in a week, maybe 2 weeks, instead of this being $30 per lead, because the algorithm has learned, this shit's going to go down to maybe $7 a lead. What I'm trying to say is that this pixel-based targeting is going to get lower than this cold audience over here, mainly because this pixel-based targeting has more freedom to be able to hit other audiences because it's strictly relying on its algorithm based upon the similarities of people that are converting. Whereas this one over here, it's stuck to a specific audience, you know? So when you're running this, let's say you're running this over here, this similar strategy over here, where you have a complete blank audience and a pixel-based targeting. Couple of things to note before you actually do this is on the actual ad, when you write it, you want to make sure you have a couple of things to note is, and this actually goes into the next step that I want to talk about here. So let me clear this drawing out really quick, is that when you're writing this ad over here, let me draw out the ad just to make it simple. Okay. You have an image over here. Maybe it's even a video over here. Let's pretend like the ad is a video over here. Okay. You're going to have like a headline over here saying, I don't know, maybe fix credit now. And then you're going to have that little button over here saying learn more over here. And then below that, you're going to have words over here like attention, credit, repair people that need something, blah, 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 blah. It's going to show like 3 lines over here. The reason why I'm showing this in particular is because the copy that you write on the actual ad, when as soon as ChatGPT came out, this also came out, in which case the algorithm actually understands what you write in the copy and is able to make a better judgment and send it out to people that are most likely going to convert to that ad. So if you are looking for people that want to go from renter to homeowner, for example, to home owner, and your offer's like, hey, I fix your credit so you can go from renter to homeowner. You know, what I would do in this actual targeting over here is I would be like attention, people that want to move out of their house and finally stop renting. I don't know. I said that not the best way, but what I'm trying to say is in the first sentence right at the back, you're going to want to address the people that you send this offer out to. And the way I would structure this ad copy out is in the very beginning is who is this going out to? Okay. So people that want to go. So who? I'll put like WH over here. Who's this going out to? Okay. Second portion over here is what you do. What? Or offer. What's the offer? Or how do you do this? Or I like to do like a simple 3-step system. Okay. So for example, the renter to owner example over here. Attention renters that are looking to get into a home within the next 3 to 6 months. I have an amazing program for you, in which case we boost your credit by 60 points in the next 3 months. And I also find you 20 different options within your range, plus stacking value in here, plus I hook you up with a local real estate agent. So over here you're showing the offer and how you do it. And then finally, what I always talk about at the end over here is like, why choose us? Why are we the best? So why us? Success stories, testimonials, blah, blah, whatever. So over here at the very end, join over 100 plus clients who went from homeowner to renter in the last, 6 months, whatever. Okay. Why us? And then finally, you're going to wrap it up with some sort of call to action at the very end. CTA. It's going to be like, click the ad. Click the ad below to get started. Or maybe you're gonna put the website in there. Click, check out the website link. And as an added bonus on this portion over here, what I would even do is I'd add a little more scarcity on here as well too. What I would do over here is limited for the next 6 people. And I do this scarcity objection here quite a lot, actually. You know, whenever I'm closing somebody over the call, I always try to add some scarcity into it. So if this makes sense, I'm going to stop sharing here. When I'm closing a deal on a call, for example, let's say I'm going to offer somebody, I don't know, Facebook ads over here, or offer somebody my course over here. What I always try to do is at the very end of a call is I'll be like, hey, I see that you're a hustler. Hey, I see, and I like to work with hustlers that make decisions on the spot. First of all, are you the decision maker? If I find out the decision maker, great. I like to work with hustlers that like to make decisions. For the next 24 hours, what I can do is typically I charge around $5K for this course. But for you, and because you're a hustler, because I can tell that I want to make you my next success story, I'm gonna bring that price all the way from $5,000 all the way down to like only $3,000. And the only reason why I can do this is because I'm gonna offer this for the next 24 hours. So whenever I try to sell people, I always try to have an added incentive so that, hey, if they take up this offer within the next 24 hours or within the next day, before night ends, you're going to get a significant decrease. Another scarcity thing as well, too, is we only have this offer, obviously, we only have this offer for the next 6 people, okay? So I can't guarantee that this offer is going to last. You know, Halloween's coming up. You know, you might want to do a couple of Halloween specials, you know, in which case the Halloween special could be like, all right, limited time only, get your credit fixed, and it's going to be half off. Or limited time only, a Halloween special, you can get your own merchant account with 0% processing fees, and you're going to get the system for free. You're going to get something for free. You know, right now, Halloween's coming up. You're absolutely going to want to capitalize. And I know I'm definitely going to as well too. Capitalize on the Halloween specials, you know, holiday specials. People love those shit, you know. Things like that kills it, always kills it.